Hey guys, Omar here, and today we are unboxing the brand new AD400 Pro II. I think the Pro one came out 5, maybe 6 years ago, and this is an updated version. And if you've noticed, Godox lately has been updating all their flashes to have color and to have touch screens and to sort of be this whole cohesive new system, which is nice and pretty. Now, unboxings can be a little dry, so I figured, hey, let's give some light purchasing advice while we unbox and look at the AD400 Pro II. So let's start with the first question. Should you buy a Godox? Well, all the lights that I've purchased with my own money have been Godox lights. They've been pretty reliable for me. Very reliable, I should say. Now, just know I'm not sponsored by Godox, but they did send this light out. Ooh, it's nice. I love it. Never mind. Forget the disclaimers. Now, since I do this for a living and I actually use these lights on jobs, I think it's really great to report back to you what worked, what didn't work. And I will link up my AD. I'm really distracted by how perfect the size of this is. I'm assuming that this is very similar to the AD600 Pro, which we review. I'll link that one up below, and I kind of went very much in depth in that video, so check that one out below. I'm sure a lot of the stuff is very similar. Before we talk about that, let's go to question number one. What light should you purchase first if you have no lights? So now that we've established that Godox lights are pretty good, they also have great bang for your buck. Well, I actually don't recommend a light like this first. What I do recommend is to maybe get a speed light first. And a speed light is going to serve you a little better as a general indoor light. Now, again, it depends what kind of shooting you're trying to do. If you're trying to open up a headshot studio, you probably want to get a light that can recycle quickly, but speed light, I think, is smart to get first. Okay, let's see what else we get in the box before we go to the next tip. We have the light here, which is super nice. We also have an adapter ring. One thing that's strange about this light is that it has a Godox mount on it. So if you purchase Godox modifiers, you don't need this thing. This is a Bowens mount that you put on the front. So I thought that was interesting. The AD600 is already a Bowens mount. Oh, look how cute the little light is. But this is going to be easier to gel than the 600. I talked about in my 600 video, I talked about how that becomes an issue with the form factor. Battery is the WB400P. 40 to 60%. Hey guys, next day Omar here. There's a little warning on the battery, by the way. Some people had issues with the first AD400 Pro where if they didn't charge the battery for a while and let the unit sit, that it would reset. You'd have to reset the whole unit. So just be aware. You could Google it or look on Reddit and see that, some people had problems with that. That may still be the case because there's a little warning on the sticker here. Just use it. Use your light, charge it, use it, you'll be good. And you get a charging brick with a charging cable. Now the AD600 plug is not compatible with these newer ones. They changed this little connector here to be a lot smaller. So if you think on Facebook Marketplace you're gonna buy another, like a charger, you have to make sure that it's the right one. Now I do like this carrying case that you get too. It has a rubberized handle here. There's something else in here. What is this? What is this? A carrying case, maybe? It's a lot of plastic, by the way. You don't need this much plastic. Oh, look at that. It's a strap. Now, here's one thing I wish would happen. This is very cool to carry your AD400. It has compartments for things, but I wish this would come off because this is like a very cool reusable case for maybe the AD600, or maybe you want to put a lot of speed lights in, but you can't take this thing off, like it's sewed in. Now it's perfect. Think about that, Godox. Maybe have a removable insert. You know what? I saw in the box that it came with a tool. Unless they meant me. Tool. Our tool included here. Wrench is placed inside. Look at this, guys. That's where the wrench is, so you don't lose it. Okay, next tip. Think about your power. What I mean is, where are you going to do most of your shooting? If you're thinking about doing outdoor portrait sessions, you definitely want a monolight like this, an AD400, an AD300, an AD600. In bright, full blue sky, full sun, you definitely at least want a AD300 or so. You can get away with an AD200. I've done it. But you have to get your light really close. Doesn't recycle too fast. AD400 will give you a little more power, and this is great portability compared to the, let's get the AD600. All right, here's the AD600 Pro II next to the AD200, so you can get a size comparison. Here's the AD200 Pro, so you can see how small that is. And going back to what I was talking about, you have to think about how much power you need. I was mentioning if you're out in full daylight sunlight, an AD600 is a little heavy, by the way. I love this. I use this in full sun. I think with this one, you could probably do it too. You just have to get the light closer. And one of the tips I have on the list is don't be afraid to Photoshop your light out. If you don't have enough power like this one, you could use an AD200 in the most bright situations and get the light as close as possible. One thing that I liked about the AD200 Pro II was that the power went low enough to use indoors. I'll shoot in a very dim temple indoors and do some beautiful portraits where the light is very dim. Where this makes more sense, this AD200, or even a speed light will be enough. You could do that. You could use these and then have a more powerful flash on a stand to take outside. But I found that a lot of times I just use the same light indoor and outdoor. And with the AD600 Pro II, the power goes down low enough that you can use it indoors. So I thought that was great, especially with a modifier. Put a modifier on it, you knock down 2 stops of light. And here is the little teeny tiny bulb from the AD400 Pro. So it's just a little smaller. But boy, I found that I was not really taking this light along because it takes so much room in your bag. Now, if you're a studio shooter, you're not gonna care. You can totally prop this up on a light stand, on a C-stand, and leave it up all the time. Have a big recycle time. It has a modeling light, which is fantastic. But this is, to me, too heavy to want to take it on the road, this AD600 maybe. If you want a really compact setup, the benefit I see of this is you can get a Godox mount modifier. Instead of putting this humongous, just something else to put on, this big Bowens mount on here, because it definitely makes it much more compact. You can shoot this flash in manual mode. You can also do multi, which is a burst mode where it shoots some pulses, and then TTL, which is automatic flash through the lens. And if you have one of the newer triggers, you can choose wireless here, and then you could do what's called wireless sync. And then here we could say, hey, we want to wirelessly sync this mama. Where is it? Wirelessly sync. It says okay. Look at that. It did it already. It did it so fast I didn't notice. Oh, that was hot. The groups are also color coded. If you notice, there's a green light now. A was red, B is green. Normal is one of the flash modes, and then second is color, which stop beeping, it's gonna blow. So that beeping and also the flashing of this light seems to be that the flash is warning you that you need to dump your power. For example, if you're shooting at full power, and the flash is ready to go, but you're like, you know what? I want to shoot at like, quarter power. You notice that little light is flashing. That's telling you that you're going to have to dump your power first. It's going to shoot at full power. And I learned that the hard way. I was shooting a session and I couldn't figure out why every time I'm like, I need a little less light. it would still burst on my clients and then be normal. And I just didn't understand. I should read the manual. And the last mode you have is freeze mode. And by the way, freeze mode, if you want to freeze like dancers, or you want to freeze water splashing or powder. And if you notice, you can see the speed here go down. Just know that in freeze mode and all flashes, the flash will flash cooler, like it'll actually be a little bluer. Okay, a little bit more purchasing lighting advice. Would you rather have this or two AD200 280-200s or two AD200 Pros? Honestly, I'd rather have two AD200s. It's a little bit more versatile. They do sell mounts where you can actually put two AD200s to give you the same power as this. These are very packable. I personally love the AD200 form factor. The AD400 is a little large and it's just one. With the two AD200s, you can have a main light and a hair light, which is great. So it's a little bit more versatile having two AD200s, especially if you're an event photographer. You could pretty much get away with everything with speed lights and AD200s. I think once you start to do outdoor work, that's where these guys come in. So you have to think about that. Again, how much power do you need? But for me, I also like to go as small as possible with how much you can get away with, which again goes to my other tip, which is like you could Photoshop your light out. If it needs to be like this close to a person, you can kind of maybe get rid of it. Another tip I put down is think about speed lights being triggers. Instead of buying an expensive trigger that's $100, I think this one's a little bit over $100. This just was released as well. This is the V480, and the V480 can act as a commander. This can actually fire your other lights, and it's also a small, emergency flash that you could bring to family parties because it's small enough, has a lithium battery in there, and can be charged with USB-C in the car. So I think buying a speed light as a trigger makes more sense than can make more sense than buying a dedicated trigger. Now this also has a modeling light, and one of the reasons I like the AD400 Pro II is because I was able to do video and photo at the same time. And I mentioned this in the other review, but a lot of places where you shoot indoors, a lot of times it's very orange and you have to, it's incandescent lighting and you have to gel your flashes. So here with this light, you can raise the power and also change the temperature. You see how we can make it cool or make it orange. That's great for video. But as soon as I fire a flash, the flash will not be fired in this light. The video lights are separate than the flash. So what ended up happening when I'm doing video is I gel it for both video and photo. You can also, if you don't like fractions, hold on, you can change this to numbers. And I'll see you guys next time.